A good late afternoon, thanks for joining us. I'm Sage and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the last show of the day, the last trade. And there's no better way to wind down the day than with today's market close commentary. So in today's show, we'll look at the overall ASX 200's performance of the day and also explore the gainers and the losers. This will be followed by the shares that grabbed the limelight today, such as Fortescue Metals, Gallon Lithium, Charter Hall, Social Infrastructure REIT, Seven West Media, Westpac, AusNet Services, Ramelius Resources and many more. And we will also discuss the performance of the newly listed companies Judo Capital and Step One Clothing. Then I'll share the trending updates from the Asian markets in the last segment, along with a special report on cryptocurrencies. So let's dive straight in. And the Australian shares closed higher on Wednesday, reversing the previous session losses. Ahead of the US Fed's monetary policy announcement later tonight, investors cheered the Australian Composite and Services PMI data, which indicated that the economy movement towards recovery. The firm cues from the European and the US markets also boosted market sentiments. The benchmark ASX 200 index closed 68.40 points or 0.93% higher at 7,392.70. During the day's trade, the index gained as much as 1.46% and crossed above its 125-day moving average. On the sectoral front, all indices, barring the financials, closed in the positive terrain. The telecom sector hogged the limelight with 2.5% gains, followed by utilities, which rose 1.8%. The consumer discretionary, tech, healthcare, industrials, energy, A-REITs and consumer staples also settled higher with decent gains. The market witnessed broad-based buying with 9 of 11 sectors ending in the green zone, and the materials sector emerged as the best performer with 1.4% gains despite a fall in gold and iron ore prices. Financial sector also surged over 1%, recouping losses in the previous session as investors digested the Reserve Bank's policy announcements. The central bank on Tuesday kept its cash rate target at the record low, 0.1% for the 12 consecutive months, but it scrapped the policy of targeting the yield on the 3-year Australian government bonds. Among others, consumer staples, A-REIT, healthcare, energy, industrials and consumer discretionary sectors ended higher with decent gains. Let's take a look over the top gainers and losers of the day. And the biggest gainer on the ASX pack was Financial Services Group, AMP, which ended 9.3% higher. Some of the other top performers were Minerals Exploration Company, Orocobre, Minerals Exploration Company, Orocobre, as well as Argo Business New Farm, building products manufacturer James Hardie Industries. And on the flip side, software business Tyro Payments topped the losers chart by falling 16.25%. Now, some of the other notable losers were online retailer Redbubble, telecom services provider Uniti Group, financial services firm Hub24, and fintech company EML Payments as well. Let's shift our lens now to the stocks that grabbed the investors' attention today. And first on the list was the newly listed company Copper Miner. C29 Metals, the share price of the company traded flat at 20 cents after successfully raising 5 million Australian dollars in its IPO. The company issued 25 million shares at an offer price of 20 cents apiece. Formed in October 2020, the miner aims to identify, exploring and developing prospects for copper, gold and base metal assets throughout Australia. The company intends to use IPO proceeds to undertake systematic exploration of the projects and the acquisition, exploration and development of resource projects throughout Australia. Shares of the healthcare firm Medlab Clinical surged over 3% after it received an advanced and overseas finding approval for Nanabiz development used for cancer bone pain. The company stated that the result of the finding will significantly extend its cash runway along with its overall financial performance. The Advance and Overseas Finding is an element of the Australian Federal Government's Research and Development Tax Incentive Program. And shares of the wealth management company AMP. The company's shares jumped nearly 9% after it agreed to divest its stake in Resolution Life Australasia. The company will offload its 19.13% equity interest in Resolution Life for a consideration of 524 million Australian dollars to Resolution Life Group. The sale of AMP's holding will complete the company's exit from its former life insurance and mature business, AMP Life, which is sold to Resolution Life in 2020 for a total consideration of 3 billion Australian dollars. Commonwealth Bank of Australia's shares made the news as well, rising nearly 1.5% on plans to allow its customers to trade a range of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. And this is the first move by an Australian bank into the polarising asset class. In a major boost to crypto markets, the country's largest bank has said it would soon start a pilot program allowing customers to buy, sell and hold 10 crypto assets through its app. The bank will, in the coming weeks, launch the crypto trading features on its app to a group of customers, and it is seeking to make security a key selling point. Australian multinational contractor Uniti Group's shares traded flat with positive bias after its arm secured a contract, and Uniti's mining services business Thiess has bagged a 3-year contract renewal worth 220 million Australian dollars. The contract allows Thiess to continue mining services at the coal mine of PT Wahana Baratama Mining at South Kalimantan, Indonesia. Blue chip miner BHP Group's shares rose nearly 2% after it issued updates on a takeover bid to purchase Noront Resources. Last month, the company had recommended all cash offers to acquire all of the issued and outstanding common shares of Noront Resources by its wholly owned subsidiary, BHP Western Mining Resources International. And BHP Lonsdale is currently holding negotiations with Wyloo Metals regarding its potential support of BHP's 75 cents per share offer to buy Noront Resources. Shares of telecommunication services giant Telstra Corporation traded marginally higher today, and the company said in an exchange filing that it will be renewing its contract with the Australian Department of Defence to deliver critical network and telecommunications services. The said contract is for 5 years and is worth more than 1 billion Australian dollars. Next up is motorcycle dealership operator Motorcycle Holdings, which dropped over 1% by the mid-session. The auto dealer informed its shareholders this morning that it would expand its operations into New Zealand through the proposed acquisition of Forbes and Davies. Forbes and Davies are the leading importers and wholesalers of motorcycle tyres, ATV tyres, riding apparel, helmets and accessories in New Zealand. Its annual turnover has been estimated to be 6 million New Zealand dollars in 2021. Let's move on now to the next segment, where we'll take a look east towards the Asian markets performance. And shares in Asia Pacific region were trading mostly lower on Wednesday, undermining firm cues from Wall Street. The market saw cautious trading as investors awaited outcomes of central bank meetings in the United States and Britain for future directions. South Korea's KOSPI led falls among the region's major markets as it plunged nearly 1.4%, and Japan's Nikkei was down 0.4%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng tumbled 0.9%. And in a similar trend, China's Shanghai Composite traded 0.4% lower, while the Straits Times in Singapore dropped to 0.3%. Bucking the trend, the weighted index in Taiwan was up 0.25%, while Thailand's SET Composite traded marginally higher. Indonesia's Jakarta Composite climbed 0.15%, while India's BSE Sensex surged 0.5% in the opening deals. Meanwhile, all three major US stocks closed at a record high in the overnight trade on Tuesday as traders discounted inflation concerns to retain their focus on the strong corporate earnings. The market witnessed a spurt in buying activities ahead of the Federal Reserve policy's outcome. Extending rallies for the third straight session, the S&P 500 rose 0.37%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained. The Nasdaq Composite ended 0.34% higher. And in this segment of the show, let's now take a quick look over the crypto market's performance. The major cryptocurrencies were trading mostly higher during the Asian trading hour on Wednesday. The digital asset saw surges in buying ahead of the US Federal Reserve's two-day meeting outcome today. The total market cap of the global cryptocurrency surged 3.5% to $2.73 trillion over the last day's trade. The market volume, however, dropped by 0.6% to US $130.15 billion during the last 24 hours of trade. The price of Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, was quoted at $63,100, up 3.5%. The market capitalization of the most popular crypto surged to $1.18 trillion, which constitutes 43.48% of the total crypto market cap. Ether, the world's second largest crypto, traded 6.2% higher at $4,585. The coin linked to Ethereum blockchain has gained 8.8% over the last 5 sessions, outperforming Bitcoin, which rose nearly 4% last week. In a similar trend, the price of Cardano, the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, was up nearly 1%, whereas Dogecoin climbed over 1%. And meme stock Shiba Inu, that witnessed record rallies in the past few sessions, dropped over 5%. Now, among others, Binance Coin, Litecoin, Tether, XRP, Stellar, Uniswap, Solana, Algorand and Phantom also traded higher. The virtual currencies have witnessed strings of rallies in the last few weeks, with Bitcoin's price surging 40% during October following the debut of Bitcoin futures-backed exchange-traded funds in the US. The easing concerns about the regulatory crackdown in China and the US also bolstered investors' sentiments. Ether also recorded a strong rally and gained over 40% last month, hitting an all-time high at $4,460 in the process last week. And that's all for now in today's Market Close commentary. Keep watching Kalkine TV for the latest and greatest in the economy and updates regarding stock markets. We'll be back tomorrow morning as close as possible to 9:30 with the morning outlook. So keep watching Kalkine till then. This is Sage signing off.